So in this session we are going to cover today's session: classes, object, properties and method, constructor and destructors, inheritance, object interfaces and traits. Right? Classes and objects. So what is class here? Basic class definition begins with the keyword class followed by a class name. When you write a pair of curly braces which includes a definition of the properties and method belonging to the class, right? So these are the properties and this is known as method. And in PHP, what the keyword will use to create a class? Class. And then
the class name.
And naming convention will be same as the naming convention of variables.
Yes.
Either it will start with anybody, underscore or
Also?
alphabets, right? Alphabets or
Underscore.
So a class may contain its own constants. So constants, we'll see how constants will write here. Variables and functions called methods. So we can call this also method of this class, right? So the right word to use is method in the context of class, right? A function can be outside of class also, but if you use the word method, it means you are using that method inside a class, right? So let us see one example how we write the class. PHP, what first keyword I should write? Help me.
So class. And then class name.
Then class name. I'm just writing the class name itself.
Then curly braces.
Then curly braces. Then
Properties.
any properties. So suppose that I'm using name equal to some values. I can give some default values. J I'm giving here, and another is method declaration. So I can write function, right? What is the function here? Display where? Display, I'm here display name, right? So same way you write the methods like you write the what?
Functions.
So here I'm not writing anything. Why I'm getting error? Anybody?
You can use public.
Maybe public is
missing.
Yes. Right? So it's forcing me to write the public, right? Now function can be, if I'm not writing a function any that is scope, you see, access modifier, right? We'll talk about this in detail. So for now just ignore this one. So here I'm writing echo dollar this what was the variable name, right? So this is always in the context of the object which we'll call, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the object which will call it. So this is the smallest you can say. So it's always good to write the access modifier. Like this is the public. I'll tell you more about this public. So also write about this public. It's a good practice to give this one. Okay guys, so you see this is the smallest class layout I try to present you. Class, class name, curly braces will start, then close, and these are known as the properties, and this is known as the what?
Functions and methods.
Method of this
Class name.
class, right? Okay, so this is simplest form of class example I'm giving you. Anybody any issue in this writing this? This is class name, this is the property, and this is the method. Now see, now I have class, but definitely if I have some class I have to use somewhere, right? I have to use somewhere. So what I have to create?
Object.
Object. So if you see here how new keyword can be used, instance is equal to new and then what? Class name. Class name. So if I'm writing here dollar object one, first object I'm creating, right? Then what I have to write? New, then
New class name.
and then bracket.
And then bracket.
New
Class name.
class name
Parenthesis.
parenthesis, right? Now I have this object of this class. What I want to do? I want to, this is the public. This variable or this property is public, so I can access outside also. How I can access? So I'll tell you access, but just for time being, hold on. You know how I created the class, object. New class
With the
name.
new keyword, sir.
Yeah, with the new keyword, right? Also, suppose that I can write here where, like example here is given, the class name is like a variable here, you see. So I can write here class name equal to what? This. And then I'm creating object you see what is the difference between these two? Guys,
So in object one, we have created a new class name, new class. But in object two, we have to call that class.
here what I did, I have created a variable, suppose where name, right? Or let me name it simple class, then it will be more simple class, right? Then this, then class name, then class. Now see. Here I know this class is there na here. So I have created object from directly writing the class name. Now I'm using this name here as a variable. So putting in a variable class name. Now I can use same thing to create an object. Clear, guys?
So please explain one more
No,
time.
sir.
No, it's not a big difference. Here, what is the text? Simple class. This is a text, na? What is the name of the class? Simple class.
Yes, sir.
Now, I have created one variable. I'm putting that class name as a variable in this variable. And now I'm using here. So this is same thing, na? But instead of writing simple class, I'm writing this variable name.
Yes, sir.
Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So this is the another way. In some cases, or while you're maybe you're doing some programming and you have to use this such type of variable to call a class or create a call class from a file. So sometimes you can use this variable as well. Right, guys?
Yes, sir.
Clear?
Yes, sir.
I hope now this one is clear.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So either you can directly. Sorry, here I missed new. New should be there. New should be there. Only thing is that what I'm changing, I'm making this as a variable, and this variable is holding.
Simple class.
Yeah, that class name. Simple. If I change anything else than simple class, like just writing test, do you think this will work?
No, sir.
Because test with the name test, there is no any class here, na?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So I'm putting this class name here.
It should be, must be class name.
Yes. So here you are using new, but it's not only fixed that only can write the class name. You can write also one variable here, and this variable can hold the class name.
Class name.
Yes. So clear how you can write the class in PHP and how you can create objects from class.
Class.
Yes.
Okay. Now we'll see something. This is another format of class, but about this we'll see much detail in the next slides. But just for information, you see class test. I have created a function which is static, right? This is a static public function, and it's just returning a new static, right? It's extending. I'll discuss this later. I'm just giving you some idea about what these classes look like. So this is the type way we are creating the object. Object 1 equal to new test. This is the test. And you also can create one copy of this object into object 2 with the new. Right? Object 3, suppose you want to call this function get new. So get new is a static function, na? So you do not need to create an object of this static one. You can directly write the class name and call the what? Static function. We'll all see in detail in the next slides. So I'm just giving one layout how a class look like. This is also a look like of a class. Then object 4, this is child colon get new. So you are calling this one, and it's also creating an object 4. So where is the child? This This is the extended one, na? So from the extended one, you can also call the static functions. So we'll see in detail in this one in the next slides. So bear with me. Now, properties and methods. We already know that this one is the what? Property, and this is method.
Method.
And how I can create an object? New
Okay.
Using new and that class name.
class name. And how I can access this property? Object name, what is the object I created with this arrow, and then whatever I want to access. Bar I'm accessing, then bar I'm writing. I'm accessing this function, then I'm writing this function. So in our example, if I have to access this name, suppose I'm just commenting this one. If I have to access this name, how I can access? Object name, right? Echo. But because I have given some fixed value, that's why I'm able to write here. Then how can I access this function? Echo object 1 and then what? Function, sorry, arrow, then function name. Clear guys how I am accessing the properties and methods? Anybody, any confusion?
No, sir, it's clear.
Clear, simple. Oh, sorry, I've written one left, na? Right? What was the error? I'm trying. Here one was missing, na? Because there is no any object with the name object only. I have the object name is object 1. So you see what is printing? So I am able to create a class. I can create an object and I can access the values what's holding by this properties, and I can also call the method. Clear guys till now?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Simple. So basically, if you see the PHP.NET tutorial, there is lots of confusion you will get because they are given lots of examples such a way that you should have understanding of advanced thing, then you can understand the small thing also in that tutorial. So, but I recommend that keep looking into that tutorial, try to understand whatever you can understand. Okay, great. Now, how we can call the anonymous function in PHP object and class, PHP class. You see this one, there is a one property bar, right? And here I have written construct. What is the meaning of construct? Anybody can tell me? construct means in PHP, do you know constructors and destructors? What are
So it initialize an object.
sorry?
So constructor initialize an object. Construct.
Yeah, constructor help to initialize some properties if you are looking to initialize for a object, right? So
Yes, sir.
this is the first method. Once you create, if you're creating any object, this is the first method which will be called automatically. Clear?
Yes, sir.
You do not need to call it separately. It will be automatically called. So let me give this example. In the next slide, you will see in detail. Anonymous dot php, right? So guys, before I proceed, can you create a simple class, create object of that class, and try to access the property and print first?
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Done?